Money. I've been on this thing. I don't understand why it doesn't get more attention. There's an asymmetrical advantage for Democrats in raising small dollar contributions. The example I give all the time, Jamie Harrison, who went on to be the chair of the DNC, ran against Lindsey Graham in South Carolina in a Senate race. He had no chance to win, and he raised over $100 million in mostly in small dollar donations. Sean, why? What is your party doing? Because we saw that in Florida. Yes, the Democrats didn't win, but a big part of why they were thought to be somewhat competitive and why the margins were closer is the Democrats raised a ton more money, mostly through small dollar contributions. Why can't MAGA raise small dollar contributions the way the Democrats can?
I think they can, but it's two things. One is, again, it's focused on Donald Trump. When Trump goes out and asks for $10 or $20, he gets it. I don't think we've been able to translate that to the greater cause because a lot of these people don't believe that they're there to support Donald Trump. Number two, just real quickly in the business of fundraising, one of the reasons that small dollar costs more. So if you raise $5, you have to spend the envelope or the mail. I mean, mail, that all costs more. The ROI on a small dollar return is a lot higher than it is on a large dollar donor, where you're calling up somebody says, yeah, I'll send you $10,000, 5,000. That costs you a phone call and 10 minutes of your time. Small dollar. So the other thing to keep in mind is just remember, all dollars aren't created equal. When you look at a campaign, and this is what always annoyed the hell out of me, is you can raise $1 million, but if you spend $950,000 raising that million, your net is 50 grand. If you raise $1 million of high dollar money, you're probably spent, $10,000 raising it, and now you have $900 to 900,000 to spend. I think that the overall sometimes headline number gets lost in the reality of what the net is.
Dan, what accounts for your party at a time when people say there's no energy, et cetera, and people are despondent? What accounts for the sustained asymmetrical advantage of raising small dollars?
So look, we've had this since Howard Dean rose in 2004, and in that crowded field raised, I think it was 15 million, which at the time was huge compared to John Edwards and Dick Gephardt and everyone else, because he was fueled by low dollar. Low dollar money, primarily raised online, is fueled by emotion and intensity. You have to keep stoking the fire. It is not just a consistent thing. If you look at when Joe Biden really fumbled that debate, not only did major donor money drop off, but I was hearing almost every single day from Delaware, the low dollar, which is like the canary in the coal mine, like ceased because the emotions and the intensity just dissipated. Trump struggled raising low dollar in this most recent campaign up until the indictments. And then it turbocharged everything because, again, it's emotion and intensity. We've been very good at investing in the infrastructure of this, of kind of continuously communicating, but we've had our periods where it struggled. And I think while the party is a mess, if you think about 2028 and a proactive message and all the different factions, we are not a mess in terms of our base disliking Donald Trump and Elon Musk and what is happening. And that is why we're going to get to Cory Booker doing kind of that, stunt, and people are opening their wallets to write to candidates. And that is, again, if you're recruiting a candidate, major donor may be a little bit of a problem because Skadden and Arps might not write as many checks anymore. But as long as you can press send and you can turn around money, you will be competitive. You will be able to do what you need to do. And I can't underestimate telling a recruit of that ability to say, you know what, I'm going to make the jump.
So two quick follow-ons. One, I know it's not getting the attention, but also just I know Elon stole the headlines, but both Soros,
JB Pritzker,
and Hoffman,
yep.
Were all seriously involved in, $3 billionaires giving money. But the other thing is, Dan touched on this mechanically, and I know this is always my go-to, but the Act Blue mechanics on the left still favor their ability to raise money, their list, their activity. We're not there yet, and I think that's and we've tried to get there. It's just not. We're not competitive, and there's a lot of complaints about how our side is trying to do this, both philosophically and mechanically. But they still have a hidden advantage in the mechanical ability to reach out to folks. The way Act Blue works is actually really well. I mean, keeps that left base churning.
Sean, this has been going on for 20 years
Yeah, I
now.
know.
I mean, now you got all these Silicon Valley folks on your side. Somebody should say, let's
Somebody should. Well,
somebody
that's
should fix it. I
right. No,
mean,
no, this is actually the right time to do it, is to get a bunch of these
yeah,
guys together. But again, part of it is philosophically, our party wants to control everything and stovepipe it, and there's some concerns about how that's been handled, and in terms of how we have tried to solve that problem on our side. And I agree with you. I mean,
yeah.
we now should take advantage of the Silicon Valley tech world's
Just
sudden
just a
conversion.
sustained disparity, asymmetrical advantage for Democrats is just so striking to me.
Yep.